Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 2022 Senate election in the state of Ohio. So for those of you who don't know, Rob Portman announced that he would retire from the U.S. Senate yesterday, and, he cited partisan gridlock, as you can see right here on Wikipedia, and I don't think that's why he retired. I think he's 65 and he's done with politics, because politics is, I think, I wish that people in the Senate were younger, because they represent because right now we have, an 80-year-old and a 70-year-old leading the parties in the Senate, and they're determining our future, which to me does not make any sense, but whatever. Now, a lot of people are saying that, this race has gone from safe Republican, because Portman, in 2016, Rob Portman did win a very convincing victory against Ted Strickland, who was actually not a bad candidate on paper. I mean, he was the former governor. He was fairly popular. He had the chance to really win that race, and he ended up getting destroyed. He lost by over 20 points, as you can see. He lost by around 21%. So, yeah, now, Portman, as you can see, he won every county except this is Franklin County, which is where Cincinnati, Columbus is in Franklin County, which is right here. He won Franklin County. This is Athens County, which is where Athens is. Strickland won Cuyahoga County, which is where Cleveland is. He also won, I think this is where Toledo is, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct, right? Am I correct? Toledo, yeah. Lucas County. So that was the county that he, those are the four counties that he won. But Portman really had a solid victory in 2010. He also won by a pretty decent amount against Lee Fisher. Now these are Ohio's Class 3 Senate seats have been very Republican for a long time. Like, if you go back to 2004, George Vinovich also won. He actually won every county here, which is interesting. He even won Cuyahoga, which is where Cleveland is. But the Republicans in the Class 3 Senate seat in Ohio have been very, very good at winning elections by big margins here, despite the fact that, in 2016, it was a good year for Trump in Ohio. He won by 8 points. But, in 2004, Ohio was very close. It came down. Kerry only lost the state by 2%, yet George Vinovich, or the Democrat Eric Fingerhut, if I'm pronouncing that right, that's a funny name, Fingerhut, ran behind Kerry by 22%, because Kerry got 49 or 48% of the vote in Ohio. So, the Republicans have had a history of doing very well in the seats. So, yeah. Now, let's just go over the 2022 election. Possible candidates are, for the Republicans, Mark Pukita, who's an IT executive, has declared he doesn't have any name recognition. I don't think he's going to win the nomination. Mike Gibbons, who I don't know either. Now, to the potential candidates, Jim Jordan is probably the best known. He's a very far right-wing representative for the 4th Congressional District of Ohio. Josh Mandel, former treasurer of Ohio. He ran for Senate in 2012. He lost to Sherrod Brown. 2018 he ran, but he dropped out. Jim Renacci, who lost to Sherrod Brown 2018. And I think that's it. Of all the people that I think are notable. Rob Portman, obviously, retired, said he wouldn't run again. John Kasich probably is not going to run. And Troy Balderson, who is the representative of Ohio's, one of the more competitive congressional districts in Ohio, who won re-election this November. Yeah, now for the Democrats, Tim Ryan has expressed interest, and Nan Whaley, who's the mayor of Dayton. These are both good candidates. I think Ryan is more so than Whaley, but, Dayton is a city. It's, if I can pull it up on a county map, Dayton is right here in Montgomery County. So Dayton is an interesting city because it's not super blue, but it is a blue city because all cities are blue for the most part, except for, Provo. But Dayton is blue, but it's not as diverse as you'd expect from, a city. So, yeah. And then another one, I guess you can, let's go over to potential candidates. LeBron James, that'll be pretty funny, but I actually don't think he'd win because he went to the Lakers and the Cavs fans aren't too happy about that. Whatever. King James isn't going to run. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I don't like LeBron James, but whatever. And I think that's actually it. Connie Schultz, I think I know her, but yeah. And Nina Turner is going to run for Congress, so it's not going to be Nina Turner. So, yeah, so I did write this article, which is more condensed, about why the Ohio Senate is not flipping, or the Ohio Senate race is not flipping. And, I'm going to make a video about this because I find it interesting, but if you have not subscribed to the newsletter, I'm going to take a moment to promote the newsletter. Please do subscribe to the newsletter. So, now taking a look at the 2020 election results, in Ohio, Joe Biden, obviously, similar to most states except for the state of Alaska, Most of the counties are very red, yet the counties that shoot people are blue. Now, as you can see in Ohio, we have Hamilton County, which is where Cincinnati is blue. Sorry about that. Hamilton County is blue. Montgomery County is blue. Columbus is blue. Franklin is blue. Athens is blue. Summit is blue. Cuyahoga is blue. And Lucas County is blue. So there are some blue counties in Ohio, but this is where I think the Democrats need to improve in Ohio. If I can move this around, Mahoning County is one that comes to mind. This is a very working class county. It's a lot of blue collar workers here, and this was in Obama County. Obama won it twice. I believe that Al Gore won it in 2000. I think John Kerry won in 2004. This was a historically Democratic leaning county that had been voting blue. Ronald Reagan was the last Republican to carry it. Yet Donald Trump in 2016 flipped it. I believe he won 2016 in Ohio. Here, let's pull that up. In Ohio, he ended up winning Mahoning County by I think a pretty good margin. He ended up winning Mahoning County. Oh no, Clinton won it. My bad. Okay, wow, that's interesting. I actually really thought that Trump won Mahoning County in 2016. Wow, okay, that's interesting. Anyways, so Mahoning County actually went to Clinton, which is interesting. I think it was more as a result of her last name, because I think Clinton didn't really have good appeal to the white working class compared to Donald Trump, who did. And then Joe Biden, I think, had better appeal. But Trump flipped Mahoning County. Actually, wasn't expecting that. And I look like an idiot. But Mahoning County, I do think, Sherrod Brown won it. Actually, in the 2018 governor race, Richard Cordray, who ended up losing that, he still won Mahoning by 12%. So I think Mahoning, being red, as a result of Trump doing very well with the white working class and nothing else, I don't think it's a trend. I think, you have a lot of Sherrod Brown won re-election to Senate in 2018. You have a lot of Sherrod Brown, Donald Trump voters who are working class, people who think that, Trump's populism appeals to them. And I'm not, we're not going to comment on whether Trump actually is a populist. We can talk about his policies, what he's done in office. He's actually not governed as a populist. He's governed as just, a classic conservative. But, Mahoning County, or the voters here seem to really like Donald Trump. Now, the Democrats, first of all, they have to win back Mahoning County. I think that if, it depends who they run. If they run Sherrod Brown 2024, he can win it by 20 points. If they run someone decent, like if Biden wins re-election, I think he'd be the favorite to win Mahoning County. I don't think Kamala Harris will win Mahoning County, for example, but they have to win back Mahoning County. They also have to do well in Trumbull County, which is more of a red county. It's a lean red county, but again, in 2018, Sherrod Brown did win Trumbull by a pretty good margin. I also believe Richard Cordray won Trumbull. So it really depends, because these are two working class counties right here. Trumbull is much more red than Mahoning, in my opinion, but I do think that Trump has a specific appeal to these voters. Now, Rob Portman also apparently had that appeal, because in 2016, as you can see, he ended up winning. Mahoning was a little closer than Trumbull, but he did win Mahoning. He also won Trumbull. Okay, I don't want to go there. So Portman had this appeal. Now, it depends on who the Republicans run. I think Jim Jordan, who would be their worst candidate. I don't think he'd win Mahoning. I don't think he'd win Trumbull, because he's more of an establishment creature. Now, I think Tim Ryan, who I think Tim Ryan, actually, he's a current congressman from Ohio. I think he represents an area kind of over down here, which is, southern Akron and Cleveland, parts of that. I think he'd win back these counties. Now, Lake County is another one where the Democrats need to make improvements there. Biden actually had a lead there for a bit on election night. He was ahead by a little bit, and then Trump won it by 13%. But this is a brown county in 2018. Sherrod Brown won it. I don't think that Cordray won it. Yeah, Cordray lost it narrowly to Mike DeWine, or not narrowly, he lost it by 10. So Lake is more suburban. It's kind of working class on this edge over here. It's more suburban towards the Cleveland area. But yeah, so if to win back some of these counties over here, working class voters in Mahoning, Trumbull, and the eastern part of Lake, they also have to do better with suburban voters, and I think the Democrats are going to do that. Portage County is a sleeper flip for the Democrats. This is a 12-point Trump county. Sherrod Brown won this narrowly, or by 7, I guess, somewhat narrowly, in 2018. I just noticed Portage County actually represented Ohio as a whole. As you can see, Sherrod Brown got 53.4% of the vote there. He did the exact same thing in the state of Ohio. Just realized that. But yeah. Now, Portage County was a extremely narrow DeWine County. So yeah. Now, taking a look at some of these other areas like Cuyahoga, where Democrats really need to start running up the score there. It's one of the biggest counties in the state. I think it might actually be the biggest. It's same size as Franklin, Cuyahoga, and Franklin, but Democrats really need to run up the score here with black voters and just with voters in Cleveland. And Biden obviously won the county 2-1, but really, as you can see, Sherrod Brown did a lot better than Biden. He got 73% of the vote to Biden 66. Richard Cordray did about the same as Biden. He ended up losing that race. But, in 2016, Hillary Clinton didn't do as well. She got 65% of the vote, and she ended up losing the state by a little more than Biden. Now, in 2016, as you can see, Rob Portman lost the county to Ted Strickland, but this Strickland only got, I'm guessing he only got, let's go down to the results by county. Does it want to tell me who won the results by county? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's annoying. I thought they'd tell me who won by county, but yeah, whatever. So, essentially, the Democrats have to run up the score in these areas, like Cuyahoga. They also have to run it up in Franklin County, which is where Columbus is. It's slightly more Republican, but as you can see, Sherrod Brown, the Democrats should just legally change their name to Sherrod Brown to win elections in Ohio. No, I'm kidding. But, Franklin County, Sherrod Brown got 69% of the vote there. Compare that to Biden, who got 65. Dayton, Montgomery County, which is where Dayton is, went to Biden by 2. Sherrod Brown did better. He won it by 12%, so they have to keep running up. And, these areas like Toledo, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. Now, they also have to do better in some of these suburban counties. Now, Delaware County is a county that is trending blue. I do expect it to flip by 2024. This is a suburb of Cleveland. And I do think that Delaware County could actually flip in the 2022 midterms, depending on who the Democrats run, but I wouldn't bet on it necessarily. In fact, I actually released a prediction here that it would narrowly go to the Republican Party in 2022. But, Delaware County was a 7-point Trump county, but really, it's been trending blue. This was a 40-point Bush county in 2000. It's been trending blue ever since, and Biden is doing better than Clinton did. In this county, I think Clinton, let's pull up Clinton's numbers in this county. Clinton lost it by 16%. Obama lost it by a similar margin in both 2008 and 2012. So Biden and the Democrats are doing better here. Now, the reason that they're going to lose this race, and I'll tell you why, is because the Democrats are going to get back some of these, Mahoning, Trumbull County working class voters, but they're not going to be able to get back enough to win back the state, because Ohio has been a lean red. Ohio is a conservative state, both socially and economically. Now, I think, actually, it's populist conservative socially, just conservative, populist conservative economically, conservative socially. And I say this because the voters in Ohio, not a ton of them are college educated. Not a ton of them really have a liberal stance on social issues like abortion or gay marriage. Now, obviously, I do think that the majority of Ohioans support gay marriage. It's probably narrow, but, really, Democrats in Ohio, when they run, far-left campaigns like Bernie Sanders, I think he'd lose Ohio. I think Nina Turner would lose Ohio. When they do this, they don't help themselves. Now, Sherrod Brown does a great job, and people say Sherrod Brown's a progressive. His policies are very left-wing, yes, but he runs as a populist who talks about creating jobs, putting workers first. His slogan is dignity of work. And that's how he wins the state of Ohio. And that's why Joe Biden lost Ohio. That's why Richard Cordray, who on the same ballot as Sherrod Brown, a lot of voters chose to vote for Mike DeWine and Sherrod Brown to split their ticket. And there's a reason for that. It's not that they just didn't like Cordray for whatever reason. It's not like they just didn't like Sherrod Brown more. It's because of the campaigns that they run and the rhetoric that they use. Now, I don't see the Democrats flipping the seat again because they don't really have, unless Sherrod Brown decides to turn for this seat, which I don't know why he'd do that. I don't necessarily think that the state of Ohio is going to flip in 2022, like I said. So, excluding the possibility of Sherrod Brown running, which he's not going to, I think Tim Ryan is their best candidate, and Tim Ryan wouldn't win because I don't think he'd generate the enthusiasm with black voters in Cuyahoga. He'd do better with the working class. He'd do probably better in rural areas because Trump's not on the ballot, and he's more appealing to rural voters than Joe Biden. But really, I don't see him getting the numbers in Cuyahoga. I don't see him getting the numbers in Franklin, and I don't think he can do as well in Montgomery County. So yeah, I also just really quickly want to say that I had Ohio as a 3-point Trump state, I believe, 2 or 3-point Trump state. Trump ended up winning it by over 8%. So Philadelphia. He ended up winning it by over 8%. So I think I've got a history of underestimating Republican support in Ohio. And in 2018, I actually called the governor's race for Richard Cordray. So my predictions in Ohio have been a little off in favor of the Democrats. So I'm going to be bold on this one for the Republicans. I think this is going to be likely a Republican race. I think the Republicans are going to win it by 6 to 7%. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. And I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.